Go ahead and officially start the show here. Ba-doop, ba-doop, wee, ba-doop, ba-doop, boop, go. And hey everybody, and welcome to a very special BB20. I'm going to call it a fan show because the feeds are down for POV, but of course we're going to be talking spoilers. And yes, thank you, Unisa. I remembered to record the show. If you guys want to see any of our past shows back, there's really two ways. Look, at this point, I just need to be honest now. You can go to yourrealityrecaps.com/BB20. That's where I'm going to put all the shows like this one, like when I have house guests on. Of course, you can read Becca's blogs there, and the spoiler graphics and flashback times and everything else is over there. However, all of the daily shows that we do, we are doing them live on YouNow. So if you're not subscribed, or just a fan on YouNow, become a fan over there. yourrealityrecaps.com/YouNow. You get alerted every single time we go live. You can hang out in the chat. And then if you want to become a subscriber over there, you can watch back all of the daily shows over there as well. So fanning on YouNow, totally free. Becoming a subscriber on YouNow, it is $4.99, but look, you get a lot from it, and you get to watch back our thousands of shows that we're doing every single day. Of course, if you want to help our shows, you can also become a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. Get access to the Patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways just for patrons, weekly shows for patrons, and it helps keep us alive and going. So does doing a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. And I forgot to say, there's only 3 more days left this month. All subscribers on YouNow this month, next month, and September, every single month, one of our YouNow subscribers is winning an Orwell. So will it be you this month? I don't know. Maybe. And the number 1 fans this month on YouNow are all entered to win the Big Brother aluminum cup, which is in this box, but I'm not showing it again, because why do you all need to see it every time? And the box is signed by all your favorite BB players: Big Meech, Natalie, Jen City. Oh, I forgot Ramsey signed it. Wendell from Survivor, Donnie, Megan, and Alex. That was a good one. Johnny Mac, blah, blah, blah. Everyone signed this. All of the number 1 fans, you all are entered to win it this month on YouNow as well. Now, that being said, I should also say, if you guys have any Amazon shopping to do, yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. Start all your shopping there. Totally helps support us. You don't pay any more. Okay, so, wait. There is something else. Now, I don't have an official graphic for this yet, but I've been thinking, wait, hold on. Kim just subscribed? I'm sorry I missed it. Thank you, Kim, for becoming a subscriber. Kim, welcome, Kim. Thank you for becoming a subscriber here on YouNow, Kim. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Kim. It was brought to my attention that I should also say, like PBS does, and feel free to add me to your wills. I legit cracked up for 5 minutes today when I found out that PBS asks old people to add them to their wills. So look, I'm just saying, I understand my audience. If any of you want to add me to your will, I love you. And I don't want, just not crap, all right? Don't, leave me like a blanket. I don't need, your old blanket. I'm sure it'll be very sweet. You'll be like, Eric, this is the blanket I use when I watch your show. I don't need your blanket. If you want to leave me like a Ferrari, then go ahead, leave me a Ferrari. Stuff like that. Look, you're dead. What are you doing with it? You're dead. Leave me the Ferrari. But figure out a way to pay the taxes, because I can't be bothered with that either. All right, Jan Gray, we have to start. We have tons of Big Brother to talk about. Jan Gray, welcome back, Jan Gray. Jan Gray, welcome back, and thanks for being a subscriber. Amy said, I'm gonna leave you Mr. Kitty. Great. I'm sure I could probably get I don't know, what's cat meat worth these days on the black market? Whatever cat meat's worth on the black market. Look, I'll take it. Welcome, Jan Gray. Thank you very much for being a subscriber, Jan Gray. I really appreciate it. Okay, so, oh my God, you guys. If you missed this morning's feeds, you've already missed. It has come to my attention that our precious little Bailey has come down with a horrible case of HOHitis. I feel like I was a little bit worried. You know, we talked about it last night on the You Now show, that Bailey's one-on-ones were very direct. She was very direct with people in her one-on-one. She did not hold back how she felt, what she was thinking, at all. So her one-on-ones that we discussed last night were very interesting. Well, earlier this morning, she had a little sit-down with Rachel. And she basically told Rachel, I don't appreciate you worrying about the fact that you're on the block and could be evicted. You need to care more about the fact that I told you about my power and then make me feel better about that. She literally was like, I don't appreciate that I gave you my game on a silver platter and you're only concerned about yourself being on the block and possibly going home this week. And like the audible exhale of air from Rachel, like Rachel was like, I'm just kind of nervous about what I'm going to do if this or that happens. And then Bailey launches into that and like Rachel's not talking. And as soon as Bailey is done saying all of it, Rachel just goes, It was freaking great. Now, you know, I didn't think, but, you know, I'm living in PTSD. Here's the thing. I'm living in PTSD of the time where anytime we tried to do any of our amazing things that we can do here, on my computer, it always seemed to crash shows and we always had problems and blah, 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 blah. But I want to believe that maybe we're not living in that time anymore, and I would be able to start trying to bring back in video. So why don't we try and do that? Well, we're doing that. I don't understand Bailey's game, says Vanessa. I don't understand Bailey's game either. Here's the deal. I kind of feel like Bailey realizes that she's alone in this game. I think Bailey feels like, I don't have anyone. At this point, what really can I do? If I decide to give part of my game to somebody, being Rachel, is that going to solidify with her a stronger bond that I just don't have with a lot of other people in this game? I just don't understand at all why that wasn't something she wanted to do with people on her side. Now, once this show is over, I have to go update all the flashback times on the website. So we'll have the flashback times on the website after this of when she talked to Rachel and filled her in on all of it. I'm just curious as to what was this moment? What was the thing that Rachel was able to say to Bailey that finally made her feel like, I want to give up my game for you? It just doesn't make any sense to me at all why she would ever do it. Now, I kind of guessed that it was a little bit of like, I am, have your life in my hands because I'm putting you on the block. But to show you that I don't want to hurt your game, that I don't want to go after you, I am willing to tell you this aspect of my game. If that's what it is, right? I don't really know. I don't really know if that is so much what, it really was, but we'll see. Do I think she's going to put up Scotty? I sure do hope so. I sure do hope so. All right. So this wasn't planned because, like I said, I've been living in a state of fear to start adding things back into our show. But I feel like it's time and we need to. So here goes nothing. Let's see if this works. Here is specifically, you guys let me know if there's no audio. Here's specifically the conversation that I am talking about thanks to Maximus' mom. Here we go.
My intentions towards you are never going to be negative. They're never going to be like.
And I never thought that. I don't think that, Bailey. I don't think that.
Yeah, but at this point, you know so much about my game, way too much, way more than even my friends that I'm actually super duper close with in this house that tell me everything, know about my game, and you're still only thinking about you. You're not even thinking about what it possibly means for me. You're not even thinking about how I just literally handed you my game on a platter. You're literally panicking about what could happen to you right now. So it's frustrating to where I'm telling you these things so that we can work together in the future, and you're only thinking about Rachel right now.
Yeah, I'm only thinking about Rachel right now. Because you know who's on the block? Rachel. You know who gets to go home this week if something happens? Me, Rachel. And lastly, you know who's also not safe next week? Me, Rachel. You know who is? You, Bailey. Because you have your magic power that for some reason you stupidly told me about. I mean, I don't know what Bailey is doing. Honestly, at this point in the game, it makes no sense to me what Bailey is doing. She's blaming Rachel for Rachel being on the block and telling Rachel about her power, says Lost and Concurs. I agree, Lost and Concurs. Look, the only thing that makes sense to me is that Bailey realizes she's on an island and she gave away her power and is grasping for someone to have loyalty, that she can believe loyalty to her. But again, I don't understand why who you didn't go to then was people that you've been working with. I get it. She's trying to play a few steps ahead. I get it in this sense. I get it in the sense that she's trying to make Rachel feel like, don't come after me next week. I care about you. God forbid you win. Now you know something and hopefully you're not going to come after me. Make something else up. Make anything else up that you want to make up. I don't know why that's where you're going to go with this. Sharon says she woke Fessy up last night to complain about his game. She's losing it. She's coming down with a severe case of HOHitis, hands down, no questions asked. Do you think that this all-girl alliance is just going to stick? Well, here's what I'll say about the all-girl alliance. To Rachel's credit, she went to Angela and she told Angela everything. And her and Angela came up kind of with like a plan. But first I will say, her and Angela agreed to, for now, keep it to themselves and not tell the guys. So are they trying to stick to the girls' alliance? It seems like for the moment they're trying to stick to the girls' alliance. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to hold true, but for now, they're keeping Bailey's secret just between Rachel and Angela. Although, if I recall, now did Angela tell Casey? Or no, Angela didn't tell Casey. It's still just between them now at the moment. Not tell the guys what Crystal B says about Bailey's power. Bailey told Rachel about her power. Rachel went and told Angela. They agreed to keep it between both of them and not tell any of the guys. But here's kind of what they did decide, or were throwing around scenarios of possible things that they can do. They're thinking, as an option of something they could do, if one of them wins HOH, convince Bailey that they're going to put up people who Bailey wants so that Bailey doesn't feel threatened. Then if the POV gets used, also keep convincing Bailey that they're going after someone that they want, that she wants out, but then in reality, backdoor Bailey to get the power out of the game. Which, as much as I hate, is the smartest things for their game. It's the smartest thing for their game to do. Now, are they going to actually be able to do that? I don't think we put enough stock in personal relationships in the game. I don't know that Rachel would actually be able to follow through with that. I just have to be honest. I don't see Rachel as the cutthroat player that can consistently do this lie to someone knowing I'm ending your time in the game. And I hate to bring it back to the beginning of the season. We also know that Rachel and Angela were the ones that got the TMZ article and reprimanded for the things that they've already said about Bailey. And they know, and they're aware of it. We've already learned out that they've been told about the TMZ articles. They've been reprimanded for the things that they said. I just feel like with the thought of that in their head, I don't know how either of them would go forward to implement this plan to really then betray and backstab someone in the game. Had the whole TMZ thing not happened, had they not get told about it by production, had they not gotten in trouble by production for it, maybe they would have gone through. I just don't know. And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. Rash's Fun World said that would not work because they do not have the anonymous factor. I don't know what you mean by they don't have the anonymous factor. Maybe they'll be scared to put Bailey up because it might make them feel guilty. Well, I don't know if they would be scared and feeling guilty. They're either scared or they feel guilty. I don't know if they're feeling scared guilty. Bailey needs to simply shut her mouth like Tyler's doing. It's too late, R-Town. It's too late. I really think in the same way that the second Scotty told Bailey that he was the one that flipped on Swaggy, that was the moment that Scotty's game fell apart. Because now Bailey's gunning for him. The second Bailey gave up what I'm still convinced is the best power ever given in Big Brother. I really do think that her power is the best power. It almost allows you, I literally said this last week, if Bailey wins HOH, she can get out someone she wants this week, immediately following it by using her power the next week and getting out another person she wants. It's like having back-to-back HOHs. Really, what Bailey should have done this week, she shouldn't have been desperately trying to bring in Rachel and trying to make all these deals. What she really should have done is just been like, F you, Scotty. F you, Brett. You're both on the block. You're both my biggest targets. Scotty, I want you gone. Hopefully Scotty goes. If Scotty doesn't go, she doesn't need to worry. She just uses her power the following week, and hopefully that's the week she goes. I mean, you just have 2 chances to get 2 strong people out of this game back to back. Kate Blonde says, Bae should have told no one. Well, obviously she should have told no one, but makes no sense. Michael A. wants to know, does Angela serve any purpose in this game? Well, look, arguably, or not arguably, because it happened, Angela, I guess I can't say more so than JC, because last week JC was really the driving force behind Kaitlyn getting that what was supposed to be anonymous vote if JC didn't flip it to frame somebody else. But without Angela getting on board, I don't think it would have happened. I really think the tide turned to solidify the votes when Angela got on board. So while we say Angela's wallpaper, Angela's not doing anything in this game, it's also true that being under the radar and not having a target out of your back and not having people's names in your mouth is the best strategic way to play Big Brother as long as you can, or definitely until jury. If you're trying to cash those checks, you need to make it to jury. So, can we really fault Angela for playing the game that we always say is the best game to play on Big Brother and be under the radar and out of everybody's mouths? I don't know. It's fun to call people wallpaper, and I agree with you. I literally don't remember her name sometimes. If we're not doing this show and I have her name like right over there, which you guys can't see unless you're watching back on YouTube, I'll always be like, who is that? Oh, it's Angela. Casey is under the radar too, says Lana Kay. Lost and Confused, if I'm in an all-girls alliance and Bailey puts Rachel up, I'd be nervous to work with girls on the opposite side of level 6. I completely agree. Look, historically, and then I'll get back to Casey. I saw people asking about Casey and knowing about, or I'll just do that now and then we'll go to girls' alliances. I forgot who it was, but somebody said Casey knows about Bailey's power as well. I don't think she does. The conversation that was had between Casey and Bailey, I mean, unless something new has happened today, what Casey said to Bailey was, I know you have the power. You don't have to admit it to me. You don't have to be honest about it. You don't got to confess it. But I'm just telling you, I know that you have the power. Now, this happened before Bailey told Rachel. So it's not like somehow we missed Rachel or Angela telling Casey that. I don't know whether Casey was just calling her bluff. I don't know what made Casey's come to that conclusion, but that was the conversation that Casey and Bailey had. And Bailey didn't admit to it then. Bailey didn't admit to her then. Did Bailey tell Tyler about her power? Not yet. So far, the only person, or the only two people that Bailey has told about her power was Fessy right after she got it, and now Rachel. Which makes no sense. Again, it still makes no sense. Unless her point is to try and gain some favor on that side of the house in order to make them more willing to work with her going forward. Becca, thank you very much. Becca, I should have said thank you, Sharon, for being the #1 fan for such a long time. And Becca, thank you so much for swooping in and taking over that #1 fan spot. Thank you, Becca. Flynn says, and if Rachel exposes Bailey's power, now Haley and Rockstar are going to feel like they can't trust her. Yes, Bailey blew up her game. I don't know how else to make that clear. Bailey blew up her game. It was hands down the worst move. And again, understanding if she's trying to do it to garner power, to make the other side feel better, okay, I kind of get it. But you could have done that in other ways. You could have done it in other ways. You didn't need to do it by exposing the only thing that you had to keep your game safe. And I mean, she knew. She knew the second she did it. Right after Rachel left, Bailey was all, wow, why can't I keep my mouth shut? Why did I do that? Like, she instantly regretted it moments after doing it. Now, BB Hyde in the chat room says, yep, Bailey was in a great spot to win, but now she'll make jury. Look, if her plan was to make jury, bravo. You made jury. I thought Bailey wanted to be our winner, but apparently not. I don't like Fessy for personal reasons, sadly. For how nuts I think Kaitlyn was, he really acted like an emotional, abusive boyfriend towards her. No. No, I don't agree with that. I don't think Fessy acted like an emotional abusive boyfriend. I think Fessy was fed up with the stuff that she's done in the game. I think Fessy was annoyed that, she didn't tell him about backdooring Swaggy, that he didn't tell her about the power originally, that he didn't tell her about flipping the vote. I think he was frustrated with those things, and I think he was just being very direct in being like, I'm upset about those things. I think to say that he was, like, verbally abusive to her, I don't think so. I don't even think he cursed at her once. I don't even think he, like, raised his voice to her. I mean, he's like, I'm just very upset right now, and I don't know what is going on. I see some of you are asking who's playing in veto. So obviously, we have Bailey, Brett, and Rachel, and then the picks were JC, Tyler, and Sam. And Rockstar is hosting unless they have a house guest coming in to host. Your Fessy impression is very good. It's really easy to do a Fessy impression. You just have to go all dead in the face and act like you don't know what's happening all around you. That's my Fessy impression. Imagine if Tyler wins, it would make him prove which side he's on, which is why he's not winning. Of course that's why he's not going to win this. Tyler is going to throw this in the most spectacular way of throwing it ever. Fessy's a lover, not a fighter. Fessy's a something, not a something. I don't know if I'm going to go with lover, not a fighter, but Fessy is a something. What is, I know some of you were asking, Kaitlyn. I was like, why the hell can't I remember her name? I know some of you were asking, what, did Kaitlyn, oh no, this is going to be difficult to do. Let's see how I can do this. Some of you were asking about Kaitlyn's tweets. So, what is the best way for me to do this? I guess I'll go like that and like that. No, that's not going to help. Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to pull it up. All right, I take it back. I'll just read it to you, because it's not going to fit on the screen, and then it's going to be super duper tiny. So I'll just read it to you. Here is what Kaitlyn has said now that she is out of the house. So Kaitlyn says, boop, 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 boop. A note to all. First and foremost, I never meant to hurt anyone along this journey, and I'm so sorry for the role I played in doing so. Big Brother is an experience that no one can prepare you for. Even with the live feeds and curated episodes, there are so many things that you all don't get to see. However, in the end, I always stayed true to myself. Outside of the house, I have a lot of healing to do. Thank you for believing in me and giving me the literal energy to move forward. I hope you can continue to support me during this major adjustment in my life as I return to inner love and self-acceptance. Love and light, Kaitlyn. So that is Kaitlyn's official statement post eviction now that she has her phone back. And I don't know why people are saying this, but a lot of people are saying that she also said she was going off to Long Island to go be with her boyfriend, or like to try and get the boyfriend back. Apparently he left LA and came back to Long Island. So now she is apparently flying here to try and work things out with him, which means our next show is going to be live from JFK Airport while I stalk Kaitlyn. She's coming to look for me. I love Kaitlyn. Here, this is the crux of everything. I am so sorry that not right now, maybe in this show, but the root of what we do here is comedic recaps. I cannot help it if the funny thought came into my head about Kaitlyn closing her legs and then the tweet gets thousands and thousands of retweets. It's not my fault. But of course, this is going to be the thing that people use to be like, Eric hates Kaitlyn. Don't do Eric's show. See the horrible things that he says about you? It's just a joke. I'll be devastated if Kaitlyn does not do this show, because I have so many questions for Kaitlyn. Kaitlyn is definitely the most memorable this season, let's be real. Of course she is. I don't think Bailey is going to put Scotty up unless she changed her mind again. Literally, Bailey changes her mind based on the last person who talks to her. I have never met anybody as easily influenced as Bailey since Fessy. Fessy is another one who's very much like, the last person that's in my ear, that's the person that I'm listening to. Bailey seems to flip on what she wants to do moment by moment. I think, is Scotty her main goal still? I don't know if Scotty is her main goal at the moment. I know she wants Brett out. And I think she feels like, in a worst case scenario that I can't get Brett out, I'll get Scotty out. So we'll see. She said she was going to Long Island on Off the Block before she had her phone. Okay, got it. So she said it on Ross's show. Courtney J says, Bailey is all about herself. She doesn't understand why anyone else wouldn't be about themselves. Well, it's just interesting to me that Bailey doesn't understand. P.S. Just side note, being all about yourself is not a bad thing. And you can be all about yourself and still be a kind and compassionate and caring person to other people. Like, those two things are not mutually exclusive. I wish I was more of a person that put myself first. Like, that's not a bad thing. I'm not faulting Bailey for that. But Bailey, in being someone that is all about herself, it just seems counterproductive that then the things and actions that she's doing is because she's looking for partnership, she's looking for someone to navigate through this game with her, but then is pushing them away at the same time. She's like this horrible pull-push thing that she's doing with everyone, and I don't know if it's HOHitis, I don't know what the catalyst is for just how sloppy her game has become since becoming HOH. Is it that she has too much power? I don't know. But her game has gotten horribly sloppy in the past 2 days, and it's sad. Tawana wants to know, don't you think she should keep Scotty regardless of the numbers? That's an interesting question, because do I think that Bailey should keep Scotty? If I was Bailey and not knowing what I know, then yes, I think Bailey should keep Scotty in hopes that Scotty will not target her and will include her in game going forward. However, knowing what we know of Scotty's game, Scotty will always do what's best for his game. If not showing loyalty to Bailey, if backdooring Bailey, if getting Bailey out is what Scotty thinks is going to be best for his game, he has no actual loyalty to Bailey. I just don't see him remaining loyal. Lindsay says, hi from the plane, Wi-Fi is not great. Are you telling me that I'm in the air right now? I'm on a plane. Hey, I'm on a plane. Give me Xanax. I'm on a plane. Thank you. Now no one can say I haven't been flying recently. Give Bailey, Debbie Dawn says, give Bailey that power. Oh, giving Bailey that power pretty much sunk her game. It didn't originally, Debbie Dawn, which is why, again, for those of you that don't know, it's a little bit different this season. This season, we're not having the house guests on until the game is over. So we're not having, we never had jury on until the game is over, but we're not having the pre-jury people on until the season is over either. That being said, good for you all. You're going to get like a whole month of just house guest shows once the season's over. But my point is, we are smartly this time around collecting all of these questions. Where in the past, we've had them on, and of course the shows are for you guys, so we're always asking your questions on them. But now we are also collecting these important plot points that I feel like we forget as the season progresses to ask them when they're on. And Bailey's definitely is going to be, we want to understand what changed for you, because something clearly changed for Bailey to make her give up this power. She held on to it for so long. Why now? And why now when you're in the position of power? Granted, things do hold more weight in the Big Brother house when you're in a position of power versus a position of desperation, but you're also in a position of power and you didn't need to do it. You just didn't. King Slay says she can still do damage control. I agree. She can still do damage control. Blanca Boo. Oh my God. Is it Blanca like Pose Blanca? Pose. Blanca. I like the name Blanca. Anyway, hi Blanca. Thanks for being a subscriber. Blanca says, did Bailey accidentally tell Rachel or calculate telling her dumb move? It was not, from what I understand, I have not watched it yet. Again, I'm updating all the flashback times on the website after this show. So if you want to know the specific flashback time, it'll be on the website, let's just say later tonight. So you can go back and watch it. I have not gone back and watched the actual scene yet. I do want to go back and watch it. Angela in the chat room is saying she slipped up and admitted it. All right, well, I just know it wasn't planned. I know that there was from what I read from our 24/7 live feed updaters over at BB20 live feeds on Twitter, that it was not planned. It was just the spur of the moment during the competition that it just kind of slipped out. Annie says, which veto do you think they're playing? I don't know. I have no clue what veto they could be playing right now. Cape Blonde in the chat room says she did not have to go into detail. She kind of did, because apparently Bailey told her that she had the power, but then she wasn't very specific, or she lied about the part of her power. And because it was specifically coming from her and it was a lie, production made her go back to Rachel and correct it. Because you're not allowed to lie about production. You're not allowed to use production as a strategy. So you're correct, shouldn't have said anything at all. Because the second that she said it and it came out of her mouth, then Big Brother is going to force you to be honest about it, because then technically the other players can complain and say, well, that's production manipulating the game. You allowed her to lie about a power and not correct. So they have to. And look, it's a slippery slope. I was actually talking with Tara, and Tara from Long Island, and she said she thinks you should be allowed to use production as a strategy. She's like, I have no problem with using production as a strategy. It should be a free-for-all, and if people are stupid enough to fall for it, they're stupid enough to fall for it. And I agree. It would definitely be interesting, but then would we just be watching a season of people telling these fantastical lies for no point, which never actually happens? And I feel like that could become really stupid. Because then someone could just be like, I was in the diary room and I just found out that I got voted by America to steal your HOH if you put me on the block. So if you put me on the block, I'm going to steal your HOH. And then you're going to get some stupid person that doesn't understand the game like Fessy that's going to go, oh boy, then I better not put you on the block. So I feel like with dumb people, it's going to kill a lot of the drama in the game. And then with really smart people, they're just going to be throwing out a whole bunch of stupid scenarios. I don't know. I think I'm okay with you can't use production as a strategy being a rule. Bailey is still lying that her power ends at final 9 instead of final 8. No, they made her correct it. At least they made her correct it to Rachel after she told her. So, I mean, if production is hearing her say that, they'll make her keep correcting it. How does JC saying he has the power fall into this scenario? Well, now, from what I understand, this is like a gray area, slippery slope. Because if you're talking about the situation that I think you're talking about, apparently, I think it was Rachel and Angela were trying to trick JC while he was sleeping. So they were talking to him while he was sleeping. Or now was it Swaggy that was talking to? Or it doesn't matter. Somebody was talking to him while he was sleeping. And that's when he said it. So is it his technical... Okay, so Kate Blonde says, yes, that's what I'm talking about. I feel like that's got to be the gray area. It's not JC Amy is telling me it was Rockstar that did it. Okay, so I just feel like I guess that's a gray area for production. Maybe production feels like he was not awake and conscious during the conversation, so he's not specifically. And if those people are crazy enough to try and elicit stuff from a sleeping person, who are we to correct the sleeping spirit? I don't know. That's all I got. I don't know why. Production's not fair, Kate Blonde. Here's the bottom line. Production's not fair. You know what the last line in instruction, in their rules and in their contracts say? We reserve the right to change anything we want. We reserve the right to do anything we want. And you have absolutely zero recourse when we do. Those are the last 3 lines of their reality TV show contract because it's not a competition show. So at the end of the day, production can do whatever the hell they want, as we've seen. What do you think of JC's game so far, Eric? Says Michael. I think his attitude towards house guests, joking or not, is eventually going to make him a target. Oh, you think it's eventually going to make him a target? Oh, because I think he's a target right now. I think how hard JC pushed to get Kaitlyn to get out on a unanimous vote showed the house guests how actually influential JC can be in this game, how forceful he can be in this game. Bailey did not nominate JC because she's afraid of his social game. She flat out said JC could turn way too many people against me because of the relationships he has in the house. So if I nominate him, I'm afraid of the, repercussions. So is he going to eventually be a target? I think he's a target right now. JC will go after Scotty if Scotty isn't backdoored this week. Or are you saying that JC is going to try and make it so that he's backdoored? A JC is overrated, though. I completely agree with you. JC is massively overrated. I don't get what the appeal to JC is. Although, another thing, I forget who told me this now. Somebody told me that there was somebody posted on Twitter the other day that there was actually a study done that people, like foreign people or people with accents, where like Americans or English-speaking people are more prone to believe a person that speaks with an accent or a foreign language because our brains automatically assume it's too hard for them to be translating what they're saying to get their point across. How could they be lying at the same time? So it's just kind of like this psychological study about most people will always believe that someone speaking with an accent or a foreign person trying to communicate with them is not going to be lying to them. So I thought that was an interesting study. Because nobody's on to JC. I mean, people, let me be clear. People don't like that JC is aggressive in the game. People don't like that JC is pushing an agenda in the game. Nobody seems to be on to the fact that JC is playing both sides and manipulating a lot of people. Like, people think that JC is straightforward and, for the most part, honest. Which is shocking. Nobody realized that he's probably, I would say at this point, the person lying the most, aka playing the most manipulative game in the house right now. It never worked when I lied as a kid. Sorry, on Solo. Sherry Blackberry says, I can't understand half of what JC says. I know. Neither can I. He's playing a decent game so far. It's decent. A bit off topic, but will CBS fire Julie if Les Moonves leaves? I don't think so. Why would they? Big Brother is their most successful summertime show. The Talk is one of their most successful daytime shows. Why would they just fire Julie? Now, I mean, if it comes out that Julie was somehow involved in any of it, then, I mean, yeah, then I could see them doing it. But it'll be up to, like, a board of directors. Is Julie going to quit? Okay, so for those of you, we'll quickly talk about this. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, so Les Moonves, the head of CBS, has been accused of multiple sexual allegations? Is that the word? Allegations? He's been accused of being sexually inappropriate with a bunch of people, women, and then having other people help him cover it up. Misconduct was the word I was looking for. And then having people help him cover it up and or fire the women if they complained about it or tried to, discuss it. So that's what he's dealing with at the moment. Julie has come out and said that she has known her husband for all these years and she's standing by his side and blah, 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 blah. And that being said, I don't mean to be Shady McShadison, but as we're all aware, Julie was the mistress when he was married to the first wife. She was the intern that he was hooking up with while he was married. I know it was many a face ago for Julie, but my point is, people don't change, Julie. Did you think that he just found you and went, oh God, I am done screwing interns. I'm done screwing interns behind my wife's back. I don't think so at all. At all. So, that being said, why would Julie leave? Now, they're probably losing their massive income. They're probably not going to have this giant lifestyle that they've become accustomed to. I mean, yes, probably the man has millions of dollars. Boo-hoo, you're going to have to move from your $50 million house to a $10 million house and somehow try and make that $40 million last for the rest of your lives. Oh, how will you do it? But I just can't see Julie stepping down from her shows that she must be making millions of dollars doing just because this happened to her husband. I don't see it happening. I don't see her stepping down. I'm gonna need a larger cookie basket for the future house guest interviews. Yeah, probably. Please, Julie's not watching this. It's interesting. He will get a huge payout to step down. Yeah, I mean, it could be that too. You never know. Elena Douglas is one of the women accusing him. Yeah, I did see that. Let's discuss Tyler's game. He's in the best seat in the game. What would make you say that he's in the best seat? Because he has a power that he kept to himself? I'll say it's great that Tyler has a power and that he was smart enough to keep it to himself, hands down. I completely agree with you on that aspect. Is he in the best position? Not really. Scotty wants to take him out. I think Sam has seen another side of Tyler. The fact that Tyler didn't want to vote against Kaitlyn. I don't know. There are definitely JC sees Tyler as a huge threat. There are a lot of people that see Tyler as a threat. Now, that being said, he still has level 6, which is still the majority, which still can run the game. And for some reason, everybody that's not in level 6 keeps doing all of level 6 dirty work. I mean, if Tyler can somehow make it where Brett does not go home this week and Scotty gets backdoored, once again, I'm gonna save level 6 and have another number against level 6 going out. Lost in Cruz says, I disagree. He's gonna remain in defensive mode until he's effective or wins. Oh yeah, I mean, I think Tyler is completely playing a defensive game. I don't think Tyler is playing aggressively at all. I think he's playing defensively for sure. Bailey wants to use her power to put him up. To put Tyler up? She wants to use her power to put Tyler up? When did this revelation happen? Because every conversation that I've heard her have, including the one with Tyler, has been she's not going after Tyler this week because everybody left her alone the week that Swaggy was voted out, and she's giving Tyler that same respect this week. She said it yesterday? Who did she say it to? Because I heard her tell not only him, but other people that she's not going after Tyler at all this week. That she won't do it to him because people gave her a break when Swaggy was out. She said it to Rachel. Interesting. Okay, not this week, meaning next week. Okay, then that I understand. Sure. But she did tell Tyler, you're fine this week. You're fine this week. Bailey needs to stop talking, says Della G. I agree with you. She just needs to stop talking. Not the power of HOH, the power app is what she told Rachel. Right, correct. If you had to rank, let's say, the top 3 house guests in terms of gameplay right now, what would it be? Who do I think are the 3 best people playing right now? Okay. I guess I'm going to say Haley. I mean, playing the best game. I'm going to say Haley. I'll see if I have to put it in order. I would say Tyler is probably playing the best game. Tyler's in the best position, so I guess that would mean he's playing the best game. Because I think he has the biggest majority on his side. So I would say Tyler, Haley, Angela. I know that's shocking, but again, I mean, like, Angela, Casey are kind of like the same to me. They're both so not involved anything, which is kind of the best game because you're not on anybody's radar. So I don't know. A lot don't have gameplay either, which is interesting. That's what I'm saying. So you think Tyler, Casey, because she's under the radar, and JC socially. I definitely agree that JC has the best social game. But, well, I don't know. I want to say, does JC have the ability to make things happen? And originally, I wanted to say no, but he really kind of was the driving force behind Kaitlyn going. But then again, it wasn't until Angela got on board that really took off. So I don't know. It's kind of hard. Do you think being under the radar will come back to bite Casey and Angela if they make it closer to the end with jury? No big moves. Again, that's a catch-22. If they didn't make any big moves, it also means they didn't make any enemies. And as we've learned in the past few seasons of our Big Brother and Big Brother Canada, there have been some bitter-ass juries voting emotionally. So, if it's going to be a bitter jury, then yeah, an Angela or a Casey is in a great position to win if they end up there against someone like, let's say, JC gets exposed, or, Sam is involved in more drama, or even Tyler is exposed. I think it would be easy for them to win in that type of a situation. It all depends. Yeah. Lost and Crew says we got Nicole and a Morgan win. Yeah. We also got a Paris win. And again, I'm not saying that Paris didn't deserve her win, but I'm just saying, if you would have broke those games down on paper, maybe she wouldn't have won if it wasn't an emotional jury. Can you imagine JC doing a final speech to the jury? They wouldn't know half of what he said, says Stacey. Here's the other thing. I've really come to the conclusion that it does not matter at all what you say to the jury. It doesn't. I really think if you, let's say Angela and Casey are the final two, then sure. I think it matters what you say to the jury. But let's say the jury finds out it's Angela and Tyler as the final two. I don't think there is anything that either of those two are going to say that's going to change anybody's vote in the jury. I think when the jury finds out who the final two people are, they already have in their mind who they're giving the win to, unless something drastically insane comes out during questioning. But I'm pretty sure in all the times that we've ever seen, juries voting on Big Brother, they've all known who they were voting for before they ever sat down there. And at the end of the day, is one or what? The most questions we've ever got is like 6. Are 6 questions going to change your mind on somebody? It's really not. 6 questions is not changing anybody's mind on who they're voting for. Unless you have a super similar game and the jury really has no feeling either way for either one of you. Then yes, then I'm sure some of your answers are going to matter. But usually those issues get solved in a jury roundtable. Usually the jury roundtable is where somebody will fight for one of the two people and explain why they deserve the win. But I think the second that people hit that stage, they already know who they're voting for. I do, and I agree with that, BB Boston. So do I think that the round table can change people's minds? I do. I do think that the round table completely can change people's minds. Because you can get that, what is it, the fourth person out is the last person at the round table. So that fourth person can walk into that round table and blow up somebody's game in the final three. So yes, I think in that scenario, that can change people's votes. I'm specifically talking when they are on that stage talking to the jury last minute. Do I think that those questions matter? Not really. That's why jury management is so important to win, says Lexi. Of course, there are only 3 things that you need to do in order to win Big Brother. As you've heard me say every single season. You have to play the house, you have to play America, and you have to play production. You have to play all 3. You are not going to win Big Brother if you don't have jury management, if you don't have that house loving you. You are not winning Big Brother if the people you're playing the game with don't like you. You're not going to win. You're not going to get the powers. You're not going to get the things that you need to go further in the game if you don't play America. If you are not likable on camera, if you are not funny in the DRs, if you are not creating moments that get the edit to play America, you are not going to win the game. And lastly, if you are not playing production, you're not going to win the game. You're just not. You are a fool if you tell production everything that's going on in your mind. You just are. Production has their favorites. Production knows what storylines need to be made. Production is not going to want you to blow up whatever the most popular thing is in the house. And if that's really your intention, you would be foolish to tell production. In the same fact that playing production also consists of you need to leech on to whatever the twists are. So playing production is also when you see Paul walk into the house, Paul is now your best friend. Paul's now your best friend because you know Paul's going to have the most airtime. Paul's going to be protected. Paul becomes your best friend. Whatever the power, the twist is, that you need to use as a weapon in the game. And that's how you play production. You got to outsmart all 3 things. You have to outsmart production, you have to outsmart the cast, and you have to make America love you. So you got a hard journey in that Big Brother house if you want to win. Becca says, how about how often the feeds are cut off for singing this season? I don't feel like the feeds are cut off a lot for singing this season. I feel like we can't hear anything all the time. I feel like the audio's atrocious. I feel like it's the worst audio we've ever had of any season of Big Brother ever. I'm on board with you on that one. Well, it's clear who they favor because they put their favorites on other shows, says AJ. Let's put it this way. I don't think that's the only thing that Big Brother is doing for their favorites. I think Sam got an amazing edit last week. I think the fact that Sam is the only person whose HOH room has been shown to have that bonding moment with America. I think the fact that so far only Sam's family has been visited, I think that is wildly unfair to other house guests. I think you're specifically trying to make Sam beloved to the casual viewer, which I think is very unfair to other people. Thanks, Spare Cat, for the likes. Thank you, Spare Cat. That's interesting also. It is. I agree with the audio. CBBUS was bad with audio too. Yeah, it was. I wonder how old the mics are that they're using. I'm thinking back to BB10. I mean, I thought they said they got all new equipment. I could have sworn that they said they just got like all new equipment. I don't know. They only showed the HOH room because she didn't show one-on-ones for them to fill that time in the episode, in my opinion. I mean, true. True. I guess that could be true. Maybe these are just the new super sensitive mics. You're right. Maybe these are just the new super sensitive mics. The new equipment clearly needs more calibration. I don't know that it needs more calibration. I just feel like they need somebody better on the other ends to control it. To me, what I find more times than not when we're watching the feeds is that, like, they'll be in, let's say, the have not room, and we have, like, kitchen audio. Or we have backyard hot tub audio. And then, like, in 45 minutes, somebody will realize it and shut those microphones off, and then, oh my God, we can hear great again. So I don't know. And yes, we totally used to hear whispering a lot better. JC is so difficult to understand when he's whispering with these mics. Yes, just tell them to stop covering the mics. Good point as well. All new interns this season. I would hope, Mini Sarah, that they are not letting the interns run the audio. I'm hoping that interns are not in charge of audio. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying interns are not smart. I'm just saying, are you going to put interns in charge of something which is so critical to your show? Seems weird to me. Maybe less Moonves harass the audio interns. Maybe. And that's how you save money. Could be. They should totally call them out when they cover the microphones. Yeah, I don't know why they don't. I don't know why they're not calling them out when they're talking under the covers. Also, if it was me in the Big Brother house, I would have all of my, like, talk, like all of everything that I want to keep secret, I would do all of that during the morning wake up. Like when the morning wake up is going on, that's where I would do everything, because I would know this is the only time live feeders can't watch me. So I would have all of my fun chats during the morning songs. Diane says, does anybody notice the mics seem to be working better now that Kaitlyn's gone? Maximus Mom pointed this out on Twitter yesterday. I have not noticed that, Diane, but as a hard and fast rule here in the YRR community, we always believe the opposite of whatever Maximus Mom says. Like, she's never right. Like, ever. So whatever she says, the opposite is true. So I'm just going to go ahead and say no then. Nope, that is absolutely not true. Lost in Kangaroo says, when having to cut to fish, CBS should take a fee from their stipend. Each singing cut is $25 taken. Wow, Terrence said that to me the other day too. He was like, I don't understand why these people are not fined more for singing, why they're not fined more for cursing. And I was like, because I don't care. They're not being called out for napping either. Here's the thing, and I know I'm kind of like out on a limb on this one. I know I'm not in agreement with a lot of people on this one. I don't care if they sleep. Yes, do I want live feeds on? Yes. Do I want people to watch? Yes. What I don't want to watch is a barely awake person that can't function through a conversation trying to, like, put on sunglasses and have their head. There has never been any great conversations happening while the person is half asleep. There just isn't. So just let them nap. I agree. San Diego Girl says as long as they're not all sleeping. Right. And I mean, and maybe that's what they're trying to combat. Maybe they're afraid if they let them nap, then everyone's going to sleep at the same time, and then it just becomes the whole napping show. Yeah, I could see them being worried about that. Lil Big Red says, BB Canada... Well, thank you for that comment, Little Big Red. Little Big Red says, BB Canada punishes appropriately. BBUS needs to take notice. Yeah, they do. Becca says, I hate them staying up all night. I do and I don't. it makes it very hard to stay on top of everything that's going on in the house. However, I hated Big Brother Canada. Like, anytime the talk would finally get good in the house, Big Brother would send them to sleep. It killed so much of the emotion and so much of the strategy. So I didn't love it. Plus, it's always fun for me. The thing that I miss the most when a Big Brother season is over is I miss being able to fall asleep to the feeds. I just love being able to like fall asleep to feeds. I always feel like, oh, I lost something. Like, oh, where are my friends that live in that house that I can eavesdrop on when the season's over? So that's, I like the late night feeds. Debbie Dawn says, yep, they turned the lights off, ruined it for me. Big Brother Canada, yeah. BB Canada also goes to bed at 10 p.m. I wouldn't necessarily say 10 p.m., but I feel like it was around midnight Eastern. I mean, maybe it's 10 p.m. for some of you guys, some places, but I feel like it was around midnight Eastern. They sent them to bed. I saw Vanessa yesterday. She now lives in Miami. I'm afraid to say hello, though. Okay, Mary. Here's what you do, Mary. Just when you see Vanessa, if you want something to say to her, just go up to her and say, hey, Eric from Reality Recaps told me that I should say hi to you. You're in. You're in. She is the most down-to-earth, nicest, sweetest, caring person ever. She will be thrilled that you stopped her to say hello. So just do it. Next time you see her out and about, just be like, hey, Eric from Reality Recap said I should say hi to you. Because look, here's the thing. If by some chance she's having a bad day, she's going to hear Eric from Reality Recaps and not want to be mean then, because she'll know then that we would talk about it on the show. But it just gives you an icebreaker. I don't know if that helps or not. That always helped me. Like, I always felt stupid talking to people until I did this show, and then I have a reason to, and now I don't feel stupid anymore. Like, I would never be able to just, like, go up to, like, a Big Brother player and be like, oh, hi, how are you doing today? What's your day like? But now they have the show, I can be like, hey, do you want to be on the show? Great, let's talk. And it's like, it just, like, gives you a purpose when you have a reason to talk to them, if that makes sense. Chat, can someone tell me, I'll tell you, can someone tell me how long the feeds have been down for POV? I would say about an hour and a half now. I would say they've been down for like an hour and a half. Tiffany is going to law school as well. Yes, Tiffany is. Almost 2 hours now. All right, almost 2 hours now. Way off topic, but why did BB Can not go to Niagara Falls this year? The official answer. The official answer is because they felt it would be too strenuous on the house guests after they've just completed a rigorous season of Big Brother. They wanted them to go to a relax. When I say they, I mean Team Netta wanted them to go to a more relaxing place to decompress post-season. If you want to know what I think the real reason is, well, then you'll have to become a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron and watch some of our patron-only shows back where we can say things that we can't say on this show. Like why it was really not done in Niagara Falls. Well, Kate Blonde, if you want to know when you're a patron, then ask in the patron group, and I'm sure someone will fill you in. Because the first rule of the patron group is we don't talk about anything outside of the patron group. That's why the patron group is so special. It's where we can talk about all the things that we can't talk about on a live show, because we're private over there. Do you think Sam screwed herself over in the game with how personal she made her HOH? That's not a real question, right? You're asking me if I think when Sam called Kaitlyn and Haley whores publicly and then condemned them, while 2 minutes later was laying all over Fessy in the HOH room, while at the same time pouring gasoline all over her bridges and throwing matches at them, do I think she hurt her game? Yeah. Oh yeah. I think she hurt her game real good. I think if Fessy gets in power, Sam's in trouble. I think if Haley gets in power, Sam's in trouble. I think if level 6 gets power, Sam's in trouble. Not letting people in your HOH room, not sharing your alcohol. And P.S., not letting people in your HOH room, but then coming out with your handmade wind chimes and your little weird spider people and whittling like lint bracelets. And it's like, you're not even doing anything fun in there. So why can't you just let us have the room? Hi, Sweet Shelly says she showed who she really is. Yep. And you know what I say? When someone shows you who they really are, believe them. And she did. What did you think of Sam's homemade hooch? I think it's disgusting. You're not criminals. You're not in jail. I froze? You're not criminals. You're not in jail. But hold on. I don't know why. Okay, that was weird. We froze and we're back. All right, we're back now. They're not in jail. There is no reason to have homemade hooch. Becca says, what is it made from? I believe water, vinegar, grapes, and sugar. I believe that's how you do it. Let's look. Homemade hooch. Combined fruit cocktails, apples, raisins, and oranges in a 1-gallon Ziploc bag and mash them up, taking care not to pop the bag. Once the fruit is beaten to a pulp, add the raw sugar and mix. Add 16 ounces of warm water in a bag and then seal it. Wait until the bag pops because then the fermentation process is over. And then it should be... Okay, so that's what she's doing. Basically, that's what she's doing. Fruit, sugar, yeast. Yeah. She put apple juice in it. All right, same thing. Sam makes prison wine. Yeah, Sam makes prison wine. You know why? Sam was probably in prison. If there was, who most likely is going to be in prison? Sam. Although we learned pre-season that Fessy was also in jail. But I'm talking prison. Sam to me seems like a prison gal. Is that legal to do in California? Who the hell cares, BBI? Who cares? Why has nobody thought about making prison wine in previous seasons? Probably because none of them have been to prison. Why has nobody made creepy wind chimes before? Why has nobody made lint bracelets? Because they literally found someone out of the Hills Have Eyes from this season. Lost and Confused. That's why. Why does it not shock me that Fessy was in jail? To be fair, Fessy was in jail for indecent exposure. But as we learned, most of the time, when it is indecent exposure for a guy, it usually just means like they were caught peeing in public. Usually when you get written up for indecent exposure, it usually just means you peed in public. It's not usually like they're doing a sexual assault on somebody. It's not hard to make homemade hooch. It's cheaper than store alcohol and gets you drunk better. Okay, says Golden Hermit, clearly speaking from experience. Golden Hermit, would you like to create a reality recaps brew? Oh no, I guess it wouldn't be brew, it would be wine, right? Why don't you make us a nice reality recaps wine, Golden Hermit? I like fruity flavors, go figure. I would like some like oranges and limes and lemons. I'd like it to be a real citrusy wine. I'm sure it would taste disgusting. Kaitlyn says keyword hermit. Okay, that was a little bit funny. Hi, Kathy. Sam destroyed the backyard pillow using the threads to make bracelets. Who does that? A crazy person. A crazy person. That's who does it, is a crazy person. All right, look. I don't want this show for the YouTube people to go over an hour and a half. So look, you now people, I'm not going to end the show for you, but for you YouTube people, I'm going to cut the show off here. I think it's a good place to stop, but just another reason you should be following us on YouNow. I'll keep the show going for a while longer in YouNow, but finally and for the last time, just a reminder, you can check out all of our content over at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB20 and right here on YouNow at yourrealityrecaps.com/YouNow will forward you right to our page. Just become a fan. And if you want, become a fan if you want to be alerted, chat in the chat room. It's totally free. Become a subscriber there on YouNow if you want to watch back all of our shows. We are live on there every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, talking Big Brother, reality TV, and more. If you want to help support our shows, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron for access to the patron-only group, prize giveaways just for patrons, weekly shows just for patrons. You can always do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. And again, you now, subscribers, you are all entered to win an Orwell every month until Big Brother is over. And #1 fans, congratulations today, Becca. You guys, you only have 3 more days left, are all entered to win the autograph mug by all the Big Brother people. All right, everybody, I will see you guys on the next show. Bye for now, everybody. Bye. Ba-dum, boom. All right. So good. So now